Hello everybody and welcome back to Stargrinding with Remblob. Episode 23? I feel like I haven't recorded in a while, and that's because I haven't. The last time I recorded is probably like last Wednesday or something. So yeah, excited to finally get back into recording stuff again. And see what we got. Have I done 1, 2, 3 already? I feel like I have, right? Or maybe I might have. But do levels get rated all the time and like all that stuff. But you know, it's been a pretty long weekend, so it's like, do you have a lot of stuff to talk about? Not really. My Isaac addiction keeps persisting. And honestly, like, I know I talked about this before and how I'm doing like a new format for Isaac. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I kind of want to just I kind of want to just start recording Isaac again when I start Rebirth. Or it would be Repentance, actually. Because I will get Repentance. I did try Rebirth for a little bit, but realized that I sucked at it, so... And I got frustrated, so I just quit. But you know, I've been kind of cracked with base Isaac lately, so you know, maybe, just maybe, I'll be cracked at base Isaac. I'll be cracked at Repentance when I finally start playing that. But I've now beaten It Lives / Mom's Heart with every character, and I'm currently working on beating Satan with every character. Right now, I only have Samson, Blue Baby, and Magdalene to go. I feel like Magdalene will be pretty easy. Not easy, but if I don't get unlucky with like devil deals and stuff, and I get like a decent run, I feel like I'm good enough to make that a good run. And then the next step after Satan is the Cathedral with the Isaac boss fight, and that shit seems impossible. So maybe it's not actually as hard as I think it is, but it's like a bullet hell boss, so I ain't gonna fix you. Yeah, that's like the Isaac update of today. I crossed 50 hours of playtime in like I don't even know when I got it. It feels like it's been a long time since I got it. But I've also been playing it a ton. So, when was my first Isaac episode? Because that's when I first played it. And I also didn't really play Isaac that much when I first got into it, you know. I wasn't addicted from day one, so I've really been grinding lately. But it's been really fun. Cause like it is Isaac is one of those games where it's really frustrating in the beginning. Like it's a really hard curve to overcome, but once you do and you're able to start beating, like, I say beating the game, but beating the game is right now at least beating Satan, which doesn't happen often at all, but um I'm able to beat Mom's Heart pretty consistently. And it's not like super, but like I, I could beat Mom's Heart every day before getting like frustrated, unless I'm super unlucky, of course, which is something that happens with Isaac. But it's been really fun lately, and I don't think that fun will stop. Because even after I beat like the cathedral boss with every after I beat the cathedral boss with every character, there's still beating the chest floor with every character. There's beating the full game, which is like the chest floor, beating the chest floor with every single character, and then doing that in hard mode, which hard mode is insanely hard. So, and then there's also challenge modes, and then there's also like there's still so much to do. But I feel like I feel like eventually I would be able to get Eternal God, which is the achievement for all achievements. The achievement you get after getting all the achievements. So it'll be fun. I wonder what'll happen first. It's probably me getting 100% on Isaac, on base Isaac. But as I've mentioned many times before, I'm watching Northern Lion's massive playthrough of Isaac. And the Wrath of the Lamb, like, arc. Or I'm not even on Wrath of the Lamb yet. He's still just on base game without even Wrath of the Lamb, but the base Isaac like arc, I guess you could call it, lasts 980 episodes, and I'm on episode 60 right now. So I kind of wonder what happens first, because initially I planned to like watch his let's play of Isaac as I go through the game as well. and I planned on switching to Rebirth once I finish his playthrough of Wrath of the Lamb, but I'm progressing a lot faster than I expected, so I'll probably get Eternal God before I finish the Wrath of the Lamb base Isaac portion of his playthrough. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do a thing where this is probably a bad idea, but where I only play base Rebirth until I finish the Rebirth portion, and then I get Afterbirth once I get to Afterbirth, and then I get Afterbirth Plus once I get there, and then finally I get Repentance. That's probably not gonna happen. I'll probably just get Repentance, but I don't know. Also, I am eating a caramel, so if you hear any suckling noises, that's me. And I apologize if you find the noises of mastication disgusting. But I am once again recording an episode late at night. It's not 2 a.m. I'm not gonna get crazy. But just having a little bit of extra sugar ensures that I'm not just gonna be dead for this episode, so it gives my brain that extra fuel. Isaac's kind of like the only game that I'm playing right now. Like, it feels like it. Because it's the only game that I don't play that is... It's the only game that I play that isn't recorded. So... like, GD and Terraria... I guess Osu isn't recorded, but even then I don't really play that much Osu right now. I'm not Osu pilled right now. I fully jumped onto the Isaac bandwagon. But yeah, the only GD I play is this right now, which will change. I'm thinking of bringing back a classic level, which will be exciting. No, it's not hypersonic. Fuck that level. Dude, My fucking Discord status will stay like that forever. Or I'll just like change it one day and hope nobody notices. Because like I I've been actually thinking about this a lot because of how good I've gotten at Isaac lately. I've just been thinking about how like is getting good at GD even worth it anymore? Because obviously there's hard levels that I think are really cool and would be really fun to be able to beat and stuff, but you just gotta wade through so much shit. And like, especially thinking about whether I actually like editing or not, which the answer I've arrived at is not really. I don't really think it's worth it to try to be good at GD. Am I happy with my skill level right now? I wouldn't say so. I'd like to be like Jeremy's skill level. But just like maybe this is because I haven't actually beaten an extreme yet and it's just like hypersonic weighing on my soul. But like if I have to wade through like a bunch of really bad levels that I don't enjoy at all in order to be good, I don't think it's worth it to be able to like beat um like I don't know, Storming Summit. Because even if I do get to that skill level, no matter how good a GD level is, there have been exceptions to this. But normally, no matter how good a GD level is, I still get tortured mentally playing it. No matter how good it is, I still get frustrated. I still get really angry. And at this point, I don't want to be. I don't like that anymore. You know. I'm not like quitting GD or anything. I'll still even beat some hard levels probably, but I don't. I just I like to have fun, and when I have fun with a game, that's when I improve at it the most. Like you saw the Hollow Knight arc that I had, and this new Isaac arc that I'm having right now. Like I'm getting pretty good, at least with like base game. And it's been really fun and it's been really cool to get better. And it's the same with Terraria also. It's but GD, the only thing I enjoy about GD is right now is just this series. I don't exactly enjoy GD as like a game. So like I just really been thinking about content that I could do for my main channel that's now, because it's just like, is it worth it? Like, would it be worth it to capitalize on 2.2 when that eventually comes out at some point? and then maybe get popular and then stop enjoying GD anymore. Like, I don't know. I think I'm past my like psychotic GD phase where it's like I want to just grind and get better and like push through a level even though I'm like really not enjoying my time at all. Like, I don't think I could have another pixel thingy where I absolutely hate the entire experience of playing a level, but I'm able to push through and beat it. I don't think I could do that today. I just want to have fun playing games, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's just better for my mental health as well. You know? I'm not saying it's like impossible to have fun playing GD. I'm having fun playing GD right now, but like I don't know if it's worth it to slave away at an extreme that I don't really like enjoy. Of course, like there are points in Isaac, like there are points in like every game where I get frustrated. But with GD, it's just different. I don't know. It just weighs on me a lot more, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure you understand. Maybe it's just because I'm in like a GD depression because I haven't been hypersonic in 2 years or whatever. And every time I try, it just seems futile. And every time I try, my day just gets worse. You know? I'd rather play games that I actually enjoy, you know what I mean? God damn it. I think it's because in GD you have like a hedonic treadmill where no matter how hard a level you beat, there's always more. Unless you're actually the best to ever do it, you can't complete GD. There's no end goal. Like, you say like your end goal is to beat like an extreme, but then you think maybe you can beat a main list. That's a bit of a big jump, but you know what I mean. It's just GD is like the worst game. Mage few. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my main channel. Maybe I should just become a Minecrafter. Would be the Poggy Woggy SMP. That would unironically, I'd love to do that though. Have like a server and then that like the boys all play on or something. And assuming like this is the ideal perfect world where everyone is active on it semi-often, like most of the time people are active on it. So, but like I'd love to be able to have like a server like Hermitcraft. I'd love to have a server like Hermitcraft. And then we could have like a whole like server with everyone's different bases and like it's just really cool. Like every time I watch like the only Minecraft YouTuber that I subscribe to and I think he's like the best at what he does is Mumbo Jumbo, and I'd just love to do something like that. I think it would just be really, really cool. Maybe we could do that with like Terraria or something. You could make like a Terraria multiplayer world. I don't know if that would even work though, so. I don't know. I say this as someone that is still very much a baby when it comes to Terraria. But I feel like multiplayer Minecraft is cooler. Like Terraria definitely would be really cool. But Minecraft, just because it's like a 3D space, I feel like you have more of an opportunity to have like stuff that absolutely blows your mind, like builds that are insane, and like redstone projects that are like secret hidden bases, and like 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions, that hits different, man. Like I feel like you can't build like a working calculator in Terraria, you know what I mean? And if there's a Terraria item called a calculator that you can craft, you know what I mean. If there's a Terraria item called a calculator and you're just about to like contradict my point, you know what I mean. Like, again, I say this as someone, as a baby Terraria player, but I feel like you can make insane builds in like Terraria, but also at the end of the day, it'll just be like pixel art. You know what I mean? That might be like that might be a bad take, and Terraria is it's a lot deeper than that, but you can't build Disneyland in Terraria, you know what I mean? Like, if we want to make the pivot to from games to TV, we finished what's currently out right now of Stranger Things season 4, and oh man, it's probably the best season yet. It's really, really, really good. It's really good. Holy shit, dude. I can't die. I was gonna die on purpose, but I guess not. I guess you just can't. But yeah, Stranger Things. If you haven't seen it, it's so good. If you like horror, mysteries, sci-fi, and like 80s movies, oh my god, it's so good. It's actually so good. I don't really watch that much live action shows either, because like I'm a dirty, smelly weeb. But like Stranger Things just hits different, man. I really need to watch more like actual live action TV shows because I know that there are some really good ones. But like right now I'm anime pilled, so if I die, I'm skipping this. This level's way too long. Okay. And to pivot from... What the fuck was that? To pivot from live action shows to movies. My grandma invited us to go see Top Gun, the new Top Gun movie. On Sunday. We're seeing it tomorrow, so I can't talk about that. But what I did do, or I should probably say try to do, is, you know, is a new Top Gun. Like, Top Gun is like, I don't know if I'd say it's a classic, but it's beloved. But I've also heard that it's really bad. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The new one is actually, what is this level? The new one that just came out is apparently actually pretty good. But the old one is more mixed reviews. What the hell is this, dude? And so I was like, you know what? We're gonna watch the new one tomorrow. I should probably try to watch the old one, see how it is. There's probably gonna be some continuity. And I searched, should I, do you need to watch the old Top Gun to understand the new one? And the consensus was not really, but they'd recommend it anyway. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I put it on, got some popcorn. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice vibe. I think this is the first movie I've ever dropped. It was just like really boring, and when it wasn't boring it was like really weird and like really weird, like 80s, not good 80s, like just really weird and kind of a little bit cringy. So like 30 minutes in I was just like, nah man, I pulled up the wiki, I read that shit, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. I can see why people like it, but it's very much a movie that did not age well, like at all. But apparently the new one's like actually good. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk about it next time, I guess. What's it? I'm really not sure. I looked at Rotten Tomatoes, it had a 92%, which is like, okay. But then I also looked up the moist meter to see if Charlie did a moist meter on it, and there was none. So I don't know if it's actually gonna make it or not. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like, I've disagreed with the moist meter in the past, but it's normally a good bar of like what I should expect. Because I usually agree with his movie tastes. But he also said that he likes part 1 and 2 of JoJo's more than part 3 and 4. So, like, you gotta take him with a little bit of a grain of salt sometimes. Can we just take a moment to talk about how fucking weird this level is? Like, what is this? And now the moment's over. Let's talk about food. Dude, I had the best. I don't know if it's the best. But like one of the best meals of my life. And it wasn't even like a fancy restaurant. It was Indian food. But oh my god, they knew how to make damn Indian food, man. And Indian food also just has the bonus of just being goated on its own. But this restaurant took Indian food and made it like even better. It was actually like some of the best Indian food I've ever had. Probably the best Indian food I've ever had. Because like Hawaii doesn't really have good Indian food. So it's like, I've never been to an Indian restaurant here. I've been to a couple Indian restaurants in like the mainland, like California, Las Vegas, like, and I've been to one in Japan, but it was just really good. Like the curry, we had some butter chicken curry. We had some Indian samosas, which are like, I don't know how to describe it in a white American way, but those are really good as well. They're just the best to ever do it. It was so good. And it was also boosted by the fact that Indian is like one of my favorite cuisines, probably. Like, all food is good. All like food cuisines and stuff are good, except maybe like British. But like, I could go for some fish and chips, man. I love a good I don't know. English breakfast looks pretty good. But like, Even like American, like I love a hot dog, I love a hamburger, I love a corn dog, you know what I mean? I love some McDonald's. What can I tell you? But like food cuisine tier list, they're all an S, but are they all an S? I don't know. I have to think about this more. Like my favorites are like Indian, basically everything honestly. Like Japanese food is really good, Indian food is really good, Italian food is really good, um, Vietnamese food is really good, Mexican food is really good. I guess there's really two tiers. Like S, I could I could eat it every day. Then A is like I really like it, but sometimes I get tired of it at some point. Indian food I feel like would be an S, along with Japanese food and like maybe I don't know. But like goddamn, bruh. I wonder like how is the food why did I do that? How is the food, I guess, culture in France? I don't know anything because I'm a dumb American and also like I live across the world. But I imagine you have like you can get like good Italian or like German food, Spanish food, whatever that is. But how's the Japanese food? Does it even exist? Is there even a Japanese food like scene in France? Because Hawaii is just like you can get anything. Hawaii, you can get anything Asian. And good like Italian restaurants as well. But like I don't even know what French food really is. When I think French food, I think like brie and croissants. I don't really know. When I think like French, like I think like you put like butter on some baguettes and then you eat it with like cheese and fruit. That's like my entire concept of French food. But I know like French has like an entire cuisine. I just don't know about it. I'm sure I'd love it, honestly. If I ever go to France, you know I'm eating like all the food. Like there's gonna be no food left in France if I ever go there. I wonder if also like there are any foods that you love that would gross like someone out. That's just like it's really good when you actually try it, but it just looks really weird. I mean, I guess a foie gras is pretty weird. But that's also like luxury. Like what's like a common food that you think is gross that a white girl from California would think is really gross. Like for Hawaiian food, there's this thing called squid luau, which is basically like squid chunks with like a bunch of green like leaves mixed with like coconut milk, and it just looks like a green goop. Come on, dude. It just looks like a green, like it looks like a swamp with like a few squid chunks in it. It's really good, but it doesn't look that appetizing. Like Japanese, you got natto. In like Filipino cuisine, you got dinuguan, which is a stew made of pig blood, I think. And also like the classic one, bullet, a duck fetus, you know. This is all the lovely stuff. In Chinese, you got like literally every Chinese food. Just I'm playing, but like some Chinese food, like especially like street food that I've seen. It can look pretty gross. I love Chinese food. I'm not knocking it at all. Or Panda Express, man, it's like my favorite. No, I'm just kidding. I guess like chicken feet would be like the Chinese food. That's gross. Or like pickled pig's feet or something. But I'm curious, how much experience do you have with Asian food? Do you have as much experience with Asian food as I have with French food? I don't know. Maybe our eating experiences, our food experiences are just totally different. They probably are. Because literally everything I ever eat is most likely either American or Asian. So oh my god. Oh my god. I can almost be. I could probably bet my life savings that you've never had Hawaiian food before. Like I would bet my life savings. I say that, but it's not actually like a lot of money. I bet my life that you've never had Hawaiian food before. You know what? Actually, I wouldn't. Maybe you've had like poke before or something. That's actually pretty true. There's a chance you've had poke before. And like France is parts of France border the coast, border the Atlantic Ocean. I think that's right? So you probably got like decent seafood. Like it's just be interesting because I grew up on like ramen, sushi, and like shoyu chicken, chicken adobo. Like you might even like not even know what those are. Like you might think I'm just making shit up out of my head, but I think you were thinking it would sound like you were like casting spells if you said like traditional French food probably. Dude, I hate it. I feel like food is always like an interesting discussion to have. Food has always been like the thing that has caused the most activity in my server, probably, I think. Maybe anime tops it with like some of the monogatari discussions we've had, but I think food consistently creates the most conversation. And it's a great topic. I mean, everyone's gotta eat. I love food. It's like there are people. This is like so sad. I'm so sad for them. That actually just eat to live. Like like something's fucked up with their nose or something, so they can't taste anything. Oh my, that's so sad. You'll never be able to like taste something good ever. I wonder what this level was inspired by. God damn it. Except this is an actual level. So maybe it's not inspired by save as and it's just another Jesus, another generic modern level. I forgot about that again. I'm just blind, man. Come on, it's 1 a.m. I don't want the delirium to set in. Although it won't. Even if... That's not true. I was about to say, even if I went on for another hour and made it to 2 a.m., I wouldn't get crazy, but I would. I would for sure. Because I'd have nothing to talk about, and then I'd be trying to be the next Eminem. With like the Lin-Manuel Miranda Hamilton like enunciation. It's something I'd love to actually be able to be able to be good at. Is like freestyling. You just have to know a lot of words and like just be an expert. I think freestyling is really cool if you can do it well. Otherwise, you just sound really, really dumb. I wonder how I know that. When you start using taint as a rhyming word, you know you're just not built for it. I say I'm not built for it, but I'm a believer in anyone can be good at anything when it comes to mental stuff. I could for sure learn how to rap and be good at it. But do I want to? Not really. It's just there's some things that you inherently just aren't interested in. And that doesn't mean you can't ever be good at it. It just means that you won't enjoy it. Kind of like GD. I know I could probably be like a top 1 player. But I don't want to. And at this point, I don't even know if I want to even beat an extreme. Let me rephrase that. Of course I want to beat an extreme. I am interested in beating an extreme. Do I want to go through the effort and mental struggle? Fuck no. I'll fucking 100% Isaac 100 times over before I ever beat Tartarus, you know? For sure. Because with something like Isaac, I'll actually feel myself improving. And it won't be at a snail's pace. That's kind of like what I felt with Hollow Knight, even. Like, there were points in Hollow Knight where I thought everything was dog shit and nothing mattered, and that I was just gonna die alone without ever having beaten it. But it was still really fun. So getting through the really painful parts were worth it. And I think that'll be true for Isaac. And it is not true at all for GD. Dude. Just make the platform visible. Dude. This level's good otherwise. Like, it's that's the thing with GD. For GD to be a good game, everyone has to be perfect at creating. It's so annoying. Because there have only been 2 instances in this game where I've enjoyed a level the entire way through, beating it and everything. There have only been 2 levels. I have over 300 demons, dude. And I've played a lot of non-demons as well. There are only 2. That's like really sad. But it's just the nature of this game. You have to be perfect. Or nothing. I don't like having to be perfect. I'm not interested in the quest for perfection, if I may. Dude. I'm just interested in getting good at the game, at a game. That's why if there was an Isaac achievement where you have to beat the entire game without taking a hit at all, there's no way I go for it. There's absolutely no way I go for it. And before a cookie says, well, bad news. In repentance, you gotta beat the whole game and like delirium without dying as an achievement. In Isaac, it's probably more possible to have a perfect run though. If you just get the most cracked run of all time. And you're like good enough at the game, it would be possible, but still. I wouldn't like actually attempt to go for it. It would just happen at one time. Probably. If it were to happen in this hypothetical situation. But in GD, if you're playing hard levels, you don't just beat a level. It's always after a lot of practice and like a lot of dude. Why? Oh, it's 1:15 a.m.? Okay, yeah, I guess that's pretty fair. Okay. Okay. Concentration attempt time. Nice. Yo, we're almost at 7,000 stars. Next episode. For sure. Next episode, we're getting 7,000 stars. Unless I get like 10 4-stars. Which could happen. And it would be really funny. But that's hype. But with that, I hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next Stargrinding video. See ya.